for a company to recover, protect, and be prepared for any type of disaster that should occur within their business, and allows them to retain their data and information and retrieve that data and information at short notice. Well, I think even, as I say, we're in 2011, one of the things that always surprises at Acronis is the number of companies in the SMB space that don't have effective disaster recovery plans. And that's probably for a number of reasons. Probably lack of budget, lack of experience of actually carrying out a disaster recovery, and really the lack of understanding of the available solutions, because there are or have been a number of different solutions available over the years. One thing that has come out as really being strong in the Global Disaster Recovery Index, which is an index carried out by Acronis every year. We surveyed 3,000 IT senior professionals across all of the SMB and SME space. And they identified, well, more than 70% identified that the complexity was extremely high, but at the same time, they would have or prefer one solution for the physical, for the virtual, and for the cloud. You know, in the early years, disaster recovery was the domain of the major enterprises, and really the cost was prohibitive. Also, people didn't feel that they probably needed to carry out disaster recovery plans. But really now, with things like conformance to the policies and that govern and indicate where companies should carry themselves and how they should carry themselves, need to be carried out. Disaster recovery is a really important part of that. A lot of companies in Asia don't, SMBs that is, don't deploy disaster recovery solutions. The ones that do generally have multiple approaches to that solution and complex environments that give pain to those companies because they are complex. So they tend not to embrace this disaster recovery approach. That's what we found in our surveys in the Disaster Recovery Index. One of the things that came out of the Disaster Recovery Index is that over 72% of companies in Asia said that they would prefer a single point solution to disaster recovery for the physical, for the virtual, and for the cloud solution, covering disaster recovery and data protection. I think what they've chosen, the ones who have put disaster recovery solutions in place, are solutions that give them partial answers. They don't give them full answers. And I think the solutions that have been available in the last few years have only allowed them to do that. As disaster recovery has become more broad and more widespread, obviously it's included additional complexity to the solutions. Things like virtualization and the cloud, which is causing even more confusion for people, and everybody wants to get in on it, is again enhancing that. So again, going back to the Disaster Recovery Index, the key number one issue was the solution for SMBs they would favour would be a single solution, which would be for the physical, for the virtual, and for the cloud. Well, I think if you look at disaster recovery and data protection, which have been two single solutions in effect from vendors in the last few years, you could either have disaster recovery, which included bare metal restoration, or you could have data protection, which gave you the file and the granularity for cataloguing and indexing of those backups. Generally, the larger the company chose the data protection piece, and the smaller the company chose the bare metal or image backup piece. What we're finding though now is that those two technologies, those two areas are being required, or it is a requirement of those companies to bring those together. And so what Acronis has done is launch a range of products which include disaster recovery and data protection in the same solution. At the same time, going back to your point, choosing a physical backup and then a virtual backup and then a cloud-based backup is really like picking an application, if you will, within that DR and DP area. So once you've got your solution, you then can choose what you want to virtualize, whether you wish to use any data compression techniques to give you better bang for your buck on your servers or your backups, whether you want things like cloud or universal restoration to disparate platforms. It's all there and all available.